So let's talk about our next function, sum of a digit. Next program that we have to talk about is the sum of a digit. So it will be a very simple program. So sum of a digit, we are going to execute this program in two ways. One using loop, another is using recursion. See, each and every program can be executed using a for loop as well as using recursion. In order to understand the working of recursion, we can first build the same program using a loop. It could be a for loop or while loop, it's up to you. But this is the first thing that we have to understand, that if you want to talk about this thing, like if you want to work with any of the program, so try executing the same program using the loop version, because loop version is little bit easier as compared to the recursion. All right, so we will start with the loop version. Okay, so first we'll talk about the loop version of the same program. So when we talk about the loop version of this program, so first what exactly the question is, if you want to perform the sum of a digit, let's say the input is, let's take a number n, and input is simple 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now the output will be 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5. This is going to be the output. So the output will be 15. Okay, so this is a very simple program that we have to build using recursion. But before talking about recursion, first if I ask you to build the same program, to write the same program without recursion, because the logic is going to be same, whether it is recursion or simple loop. So what exactly the logic is going to be? The logic will be very simple. Whenever we want some sort of situation, whenever we have, the logic goes something like that: you divide the number by 10 and start working with the remainder. Okay, suppose if we see the number is 1 2 3 4 5, a number is given to you, and now we know the output it will be 15. So the logic is really simple, that you divide the number by 10, and it is irrespective of a loop or a recursion. Okay, it is irrespective of that. So we divide a number by 10, so always the quotient will be the 1 2 3 4, and the remainder will be the last digit. So I don't even have to perform the calculation. I know already that remainder will be the last digit of your number, and quotient will be the remaining one. So what will be the processing logic? What will be the small problem of this particular example? Now, afterwards, what we have to do, we have to take this number as our next number and divide it. So the remainder will be stored in some variable, so that we can add this digit with the next remainder. So if you divide 1 2 3 4 by 10, you will get 1 2 3 as quotient, and remainder will be 4. Now you will simply do 5 plus 4. Now the next number we have to divide is the 1 2 3. So you will get 1 2, and remainder will be 3. So you will add 3. Now you have to divide 12. That will give you 2. So you will add 2, and finally 10 1 gives you 1. Add 1. This is it. And now after adding, you will get the 15. So this is the logic. Okay, either you can use recursion, or you can use for loop or while loop or anything. But this logic is what exactly returns you the sum of a particular number. Now, if we talk about the for loop logic, if I execute the same program using a for loop, I just have to keep on dividing the number by 10 and store the remainder in a variable and do the addition. And then this is going to be my next number, so that I can divide it by 10. Okay. So simply do one thing. So let's take one sample of sum of digit. And now here we have main method. So let's execute the program using a loop first. static int sum using loop. We are going to pass n, and now let's take a variable, let's say sum, that is initially 0. Now we can use a while loop. While loop is recommended at first until my number becomes 0. I just want to iterate. And now what is the logic? That you first have to write sum plus equals to n modulus 10. So it will keep on dividing the number by 10. So it will return the remainder, and that particular remainder will be stored in my sum variable. Now we have to divide the number by 10 to get the smaller number. So that will return you 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 1. This will give you the remainder, and remainder will keep on adding the number in the sum variable. And finally, I can return sum. That's it. So this is sum using loop. And we have passed 5. You can get the result, or you can even put this in print statement and execute. All right. I think just need to check why we are getting 5 here. I'm just going to re-execute it. So it is working fine because we have passed 5. So actually we need to pass a big number like this. Okay. So this time I have passed this number, and let's see the outcome. 19. Okay, so that is it. This is giving the sum of all these digits. So the sum of this particular number is 19. All right, so I hope it is clear that how to simply find out the sum of a number, sum of a digit using the loop. Now, if I ask you to write down the same program using recursion, see, the logic is same. These two lines are the must-have. This is the primary logic. It can become your base case. Okay, this can become your base case. And now this is the recursive part that I'm going to write. So using recursion, we just have to see, you don't have to initialize the number like this. And now you can write that if n becomes 0, because that will be your terminating case. That will be my terminating case. Now, if n becomes 0, you can return the sum. Okay, so we need to initialize sum somewhere. I can write sum here. And these two lines will be outside the if. Now you can say this is your processing logic. And here you are dividing your large problem into small problem. See, this is how you can work on this thing. And instead of returning sum, what you have to return is the sum using recursion. And keep on updating your num and n and the sum variable. So instead of calling this thing, let's comment it out and let's use sum using recursion. The output must be 19. So we have to pass two things, n, and the sum initialization is 0. Let's see the output. The output is still 19. So that's it. See, this is how simple it is. Once you understand the logic of loop, you can easily implement the recursion version as well. As I told you, this is the primary logic. These two lines are the must-have because it helps you to find out the remainder, and then it breaks down the large problem into small problem. The same thing we have to write here, and at the end you just have to return in the recursion. So this was sum of a digit using recursion.